Thank you, Mr Speaker, and my question is to the Minister of Research, Science and Technology, and asks, does he stand by his statement in his corrected answer to Parliamentary Question 19275/2009, asking for, quote, the full data on which NIWA's official time series of the mean annual temperature over New Zealand from 1853 to 2008 is based, that, quote, links to this data are collated on the following website, www.niwa.co.nz, under the heading, quote, New Zealander temperature rise clear? If not, why not?
The Honourable Dr Wayne Mapp.
Mr Speaker, the answer is yes. I should note that the NIWA website is being updated to make it easier for people to get information about the New Zealand temperature records. The relevant information is now contained on the web page headed New Zealand temperature record, which states in the first sentence, quote, there are many lines of evidence supporting NIWA's conclusions that New Zealand has warmed 1 degree Celsius since 1990, unquote.
John Boscawen.
Thank you. Which, if any, of the following statements is false? The claim in the link he gave that the Kelvin site readings were adjusted downwards because, quote, the Kelvin site is on average 0.8 degrees cooler than Thorndon because of the extra height above sea level. His claim in Parliament on the 17th of February that, quote, the Wellington site has been moved from Thorndon to Kelvin, a difference in height of 125 metres, that requires adjustments, or his answer to written question number 1313/2010 that, quote, adjustments are not made on the basis of elevation differences, either for Wellington or for any of the other 6 locations.
The Honourable Dr Wayne Mapp.
Mr Chairman, Mr Speaker, may I note in answer to that question that Parliamentary Question 1313/2010 says in its closing paragraph that one of the reasons why there had to be an adjustment was in fact the change of altitude, which is a well-known fact of climate science.
Supplementary.
Jackie Dean. Point of order, the Honourable Rodney Hyde.
With the greatest respect, it might be that the Minister can't answer the question, which should be the answer, but you can't say that then his answer stands when he says precisely that it didn't make an adjustment because of the elevation. That was the point of the question.
I hesitate to ask the member to repeat the question because it was a very long question. It was a very long question. But as I recollect the question, if I recollect it accurately, it asked which of the following statements is incorrect, I think. Now the Minister in answering focused on the third of the statements, if I recollect correctly, that Mr Boscawen made, but appeared to be disputing that statement in his answer, which the Minister is at liberty to do, and so there are further supplementaries, and I'll listen very carefully to make sure they are answered, because I accept that this is a straightforward question that the members are seeking information on. Jackie Dean.
To the Minister of Research, Science and Technology, why does NIWA say the temperature has increased by 1 degree centigrade Celsius since 1900?
The Honourable Dr Wayne Mapp.
Mr Speaker, there are 2 key records in this area. The first is the 7-station series, which includes, I might note, the Colburn site. That dates back to 1853 for at least one of the records. The second key record is the 11-station series, which dates back to 1930. The stations in the 11-station series have not been moved and are largely located in the countryside. The information from the 11-station series is the raw data. It has never been adjusted. and it shows an increase of 1 degree Celsius since 1930. Mr. Speaker, ultimately this issue is actually about the science and the data.
The Honourable Rodney Hyde.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. To the Minister, why did the Minister refer Parliament to the 1981 Salinger doctoral thesis and tell Parliament that when telling Parliament the original worksheets and computer records used to construct the New Zealand 7-station temperature series are no longer available, when in fact the 7-station series was constructed at NIWA during the 1990s by Jim Salinger and others. The adjusted series was published in a paper by NIWA employees Zeng, Boscher and Thompson in 1997, with the graph and commentary hosted onto the NIWA website in 2007. And how can we conclude anything other than that NIWA have something to hide and are being less than open with their Minister and indeed with our Parliament?
The Honourable Dr. Wayne Mapp.
Mr. Speaker, I have been advised by NIWA that the information in relation to the Dr. Salinger's thesis in 1981, some of the material was on various computer records held at Victoria University. The computer records per se are apparently not available as such. But of course Dr. Salinger does have this information comprehensively reported in his dissertation, as indeed is the other information. And can I say this, because it is an important point. NIWA is reassuring the public about the veracity of the research by doing a full review of the 7-station series, as has been stated in the House a number of times. They've already done it for Hokitika. Over the next 4 to 6 months, they'll do it for the other 6 stations. When that information is available, then I suggest it will be totally open for a robust scientific critique.
The Honourable Rodney Hyde.
To the Minister, does he accept that the review of the 7-station series in itself is an admission of doubt in the official temperature record, or even worse, that the much heralded official series, which has been used for everything from sworn expert evidence to advisory booklets for local government, cannot be scientifically justified, that records have not been kept, that ministers have been misdirected and misled, and that in part as a result New Zealand is about to penalise itself massively with an emissions trading scheme which will impart huge costs on our country for no benefit? And will he support me in my call for an independent review of the NIWA's work on climate change? If not, why not?
The Honourable Dr. Wayne Mapp.
Mr. Speaker, the reason that NIWA is doing the review of the 7-station series is because this is such an important series internationally, because it extends back to 1843, is to comprehensively demonstrate the robustness of their work. Their work will be fully open to robust scientific critique. I must also note this, Mr. Speaker, because this is a crucial point in the whole debate. The 11-station series, which dates from 1930, shows a temperature increase of 1 degree Celsius. That particular series has not been adjusted. It is totally dependent on the raw data itself. Now, Mr. Speaker, may I perhaps finish on this point? NIWA is spending a huge amount of time ensuring that its website is sufficiently robust to enable people to access it and indeed ask the sorts of questions, dare I say it, that the members are asking.
The Honourable Rodney Hyde. Order. I've called order. Order. I've called the Honourable Rodney Hyde.
How can the Minister have confidence in the work done by NIWA on climate science where NIWA's information has led ministers to give wrong answers in the House, The principal author was associated with the now utterly discredited British Climate Research Unit. Other authorities, scientific authorities, disagree with him. NIWA itself has no material available